Baruch Hashem, it is day number 291 of our daily study of Rambam, Sefer HaMitzvos. And in the 3 chapters a day study track of Mishnah Torah, we are continuing Hilchos Schiros. Schiros means rental. It could be rental of objects. It could be rental of labor, what we call hiring labor. Chapters 10, 11, and 12. And we have 2 mitzvahs today, both negative commandments. And you may have a little deja vu when we study these mitzvahs, but I want to clarify that we are not repeating a mitzvah that we already learned. I know because sometimes we do that, right? The way that we study Sefer mitzvahs, sometimes we do repeat a mitzvah for more than one day. That's not what's happening here. However, the mitzvahs that we're learning today are related to the mitzvah we learned yesterday. Not the same mitzvah, but they're related to the mitzvah we learned yesterday. And in fact, in yesterday's class, I kind of alluded to or mentioned the mitzvahs that we're learning today. So a brief preface. Yesterday, we learned a mitzvah, which is a positive commandment. Today, we're going to learn 2 mitzvahs, which are both negative commandments. But yesterday, we learned a positive commandment, and the positive commandment is that the person who owns the field has to allow the hired help to eat from the produce that they're working with. You remember that from yesterday? If you don't remember it, you can go back and listen to it. Okay. So that was the commandment that the owner of the field has to allow the workers to eat from the produce. Now we have 2 negative commandments, which are sort of restricting the workers how they partake of the produce that they are working with. And here we go. Negative commandment 267. It is that the worker who is permitted to eat from the produce he's working with, because yesterday's positive commandment is that the owner of the field has to let him do it, right? However, there's a negative commandment limiting the worker that he shouldn't do it while he's working. In other words, you don't eat while you're in the middle of doing your job. After you finish the task, and let's say you're picking grapes, you fill the basket, and after it's all filled, then you can help yourself. You can eat some grapes, okay? But not, I'll put 1 grape in the basket, put 1 grape in my mouth. 1 grape in the basket, 1 grape in my mouth. Doesn't work that way. So that's a negative prohibition upon the worker. Negative commandment 268 is a prohibition against this same worker from taking more than what he can eat. In other words, he's not allowed what we call a doggy bag. He can't pack some up and bring it home for later. Okay, so those are our mitzvahs today. You see how it's related to yesterday's commandment. They're all sort of governing the same scenario of hired field workers. Those are our mitzvahs today. Okay, we will see you for more tomorrow, God willing.